How do you launch an online course as a nobody? Somebody who's got no social followers, no email list, no social proof, whatever industry you're trying to launch into, nobody has really ever heard of you, and they certainly don't know you, like you, or trust you enough to buy from you. What do? I'm going to teach you the strategy that I used to break into multiple markets and do very well. And this is actually something that my partners and my students have done as well. So I know for a fact this works. Now, of course, if you have one of these things, or ideally all of these things, you are going to be able to launch a product much faster and springboard way ahead. Because if you have 30,000 Instagram followers that follow you for your real estate investing advice, obviously when you launch your real estate investing coaching program or course, you are going to be able to sell units to some level of your followers because they know, like you, and trust you because you've been giving away valuable information, and that is why they invest in your content. Now, the funny thing is, the guy that has no followers, no social proof, right, nothing, he's a nobody, he might actually be a better investor or more successful than the guy with the followers, but he's still going to have a harder time launching. So if you are the person that's like, man, I know I'm more successful, I know I'm smarter, I know I have more knowledge than a lot of these people that are out here killing it, what can I do? This video is for you. What I believe is the best way to quickly become someone that is known, liked, and trusted enough to be bought from is going into Facebook groups. This is something that I've been doing since around 2019, and it is still viable today. Whatever industry you are trying to break into, you want to find the groups online, the places online where your ideal customers hang out. For me, this was Facebook groups. Now, let's take course creation as an example. Course creation is really what I've leaned into, right? I sell done-for-you course creation services. I do consulting and coaching on course creation. That's really my bread and butter. Now, when I had a couple successful courses under my belt as a marketer, I started getting involved in some groups where course creators hung out because those were my ideal clients. Those are the people that I knew would want to pay me for my services. Now, what I did is I got in those groups, and many of these guys were pay to play, right? So oftentimes I was spending between $500 to $800 to buy a program that this group came with, but I wasn't really looking for the program. Yes, I got some valuable insights out of them, but I was already doing quite well in course creation. I really was looking to find a high quality pool of ideal customers. These pay to play groups are oftentimes the best because people are paying to be there. These are people who are very invested in their success, and you know they're willing to spend money to expedite their success, right? In this case, people wanted to make money from course creation, so instead of trying to figure it out on their own, they spent $500 to $800, sometimes even more, to get a course to expedite that process. So I know that if I can be known, liked, and trusted in these communities, there are my perfect ideal customers in there who are willing to pay for faster results, which is what I can offer them. So what you do here is, first of all, read group rules and always respect the rules, always respect the admins, etc. Many of these groups, right, at least the quality groups, and these are actually what you want to look for. Funny enough, you want to look for these groups that have stricter rules because they're always going to be higher quality. These groups are always going to have rules like no self-promotion, no posting links, all that stuff, right? So follow those rules, and actually the worst thing you can do to try to get clients in a group like this is self-promotion. So what do you do instead? Well, you start offering value. So in my case, I started posting results from the other courses I had that were successful. And in those posts, I would give a shout out to the admins of the group. So I'd say, thank you, so-and-so, for helping me reach this $1 million sales milestone, right? And as I started to do this over and over again, because we had a lot of successful courses, and outside of that, I was also just posting valuable tips that I was learning, valuable insights, strategies, right? Quickly becoming someone that was showing my level and my caliber and how much success I'd had in this field, while also giving away the strategies and the information and how I was doing it, right? So I started making a habit out of this, and probably 2 to 3 times a week posting in the group, whether it was a successful case study, whether it was just valuable information, some kind of insight, some kind of question, right? And in addition to that, I was always responding to other people's posts. So people would be posting in the groups, they'd be asking questions. I would try to be the first person to give them an answer. I would even, and the way I even still do this, I'll now do Loom videos. So someone will ask a question in a group. Let's say it's like a Go HighLevel community or a course creator community. Hey, how do I create this automation? I'll film them a Loom before the admin can even do it. And I'll say, hey, here's an exact guide on how to do it, stuff like that. And group admins love this. They love people like that because people like that make the group a much higher quality because outside of them, there are now more high tier, high caliber people offering feedback and information, which just makes their product more valuable. They have people like you inside of it. So the group admins love this as long as you just give them credit for your wins, give them shout outs, and also respect the rules. So as you do this, I see that typically if you're doing this at a high level, within 14 to 30 days, you will start to have gotten noticed by all the members in the group who are really taking note of who the big players are, who the successful people are, the kind of people they want in their circle, the kind of people they can learn from. And you're going to start getting DMs. Happens every single time. You're going to start getting DMs from people saying, hey, I saw this post, or I saw all these posts, or I see that you've had a lot of success across a lot of different industries and course creation. Do you mind if I pick your brain on a few questions? Or sometimes they'll just outright ask you, hey, how much will it cost for you to consult with me on my offer? Right? This is exactly what you want. So if you do this right, what you're able to do is become somebody that is known, liked, and trusted in a community that is full of your ideal customers in 2 to 4 weeks versus trying to go out and post 3 reels a day, all this YouTube content, right? And it's going to take you months to years to even be noticed. And who even knows if you get 1,000 views, how many of those people are actually your ideal client or prospect, right? Instead, you are much better off actually being a big fish in a small pond. If you go into a small pond, where it's a small custom tailored community that every single person in there is paying to be there to get the result that you can provide them, and you follow the structure and framework and strategy that I just laid out, I can almost guarantee you, assuming you are giving away actionable and impactful value and showing social proof and showing that you are somebody that knows what you're talking about, within 2 to 4 weeks, you will start getting people coming to you. And then from there, you can sell them your service in the DMs, right? Now, guys, most of the groups I was in, if not all of them, because the admins have even told me this, they knew I was doing this, and I knew they knew I was doing it. But when you go about it the right way, they really don't care. Someone's already purchased their product. You are making their product more impactful and more successful for everybody as a whole. They are getting a net positive out of you versus the small percentage of their customers that are going to pay you to do something, which oftentimes is going to be a service they don't even offer. Most of these programs or courses that I'm in don't even offer done-for-you stuff or coaching or consulting. So I'm going to cut it here. I don't want to go too long. Hopefully the strategy makes sense. Point being, if you are somebody that is not known, liked, and trusted, find a small pond that is full of your ideal fish, and then get in there and try to be the biggest fish in there the right way by following the group rules, shouting out and giving props to admins when you have success stories, and just giving and leading with value and being someone that gives way, 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 way more than you take, because most people in Facebook groups are trying to take more than they give. If you have any questions, guys, let me know. Try this strategy out. Hopefully it can be successful for you. It's definitely been the fastest way that I've ever been able to become a somebody when I was a nobody in multiple different spheres and networks. Any questions? Down below in the comments. I've also got some free resources linked in the description if you want to check those out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.